Good evening and welcome to this week's edition of Tech Now. Tonight, Twitter Talk. The world is abuzz about this form of electronic communication. What's it all about? Also, we'll take a look at the latest coming from Apple, plus new tech tools to help people cope with hurricanes and other natural disasters. You can do it on your cell phone or on your laptop or your PC or a notebook. It's something called twittering. In the month of March, 19 million people visited Twitter's website. All it involves is sending messages. They must be less than 140 characters, and that simple act has captured the web world's attention.
It's the in word these days, so if you're not using Twitter, you're not in.
I think Twitter is the most immediate personal form of conversation that I found in social media.
Once you register for Twitter, you can start sending messages. Simple enough. You also decide which users you want to follow, to monitor their every message or tweet. You can also search Twitter and find out what people are saying about almost anything.
These are the people that I follow on a daily basis for one reason or another. I don't read every tweet because they're not all that important to me.
Scott Lake says he constantly monitors Twitter for information. His job is all about explaining new media to clients and how they might use it for business and recreation.
We are just in the early days of social media. I really think that it's going to evolve into probably the primary way that people communicate across the globe in the coming years. Twitter for me is access to the communal brain. What I can do on Twitter is I can follow anyone in any industry, follow any topic, ask any question, get it answered, connect with any person that I think is interesting.
The funny thing about Twitter is I think everybody, when they first join, has that. I don't get it. Even me, when I joined, I signed up and I looked around and I had been following all these blogs talking about Twitter in the early days, and I signed up and I'm like, now what? Who do I follow? And it was probably about 3 months later when I actually started using it.
Kelly Rusk also makes her living offering advice about social networks, and her comment might help explain why 60% of those who sign up for Twitter drop out after less than a month, deciding it's not for them.
Everybody's still experimenting. I was just in SMX Seattle last week. It's a big SEO conference, and everybody was talking about Twitter. How do we use it for search engine marketing? How do we use it for just marketing in general? Trying out different things. I left there with a clear sense that nobody's got it figured out yet, but everybody's trying.
Luke Levesque started up Travel iPod Blog. He views Twitter as microblogging, that it complements longer-form blogs. A new study of users in Britain says just 10% of Twitter users generate 90% of all traffic, so most are just sitting on the sidelines watching. A Twitter-related website called Trello tracks users, listing some 4,000 in Ottawa. And at the top of the users list with over 35,000 followers is a man who runs a blogging support site. He's followed by the Prime Minister, with 13,000 party faithful following him.
I think it's useful. I'm not sure how useful yet, but I think by avoiding it, because of its popularity, there's no way to just bury your head in the sand and ignore it.
So just how popular is social networking? Well, this Ottawa event drew an overflow crowd. In fact, the biggest crowd for this kind of event in some 7 years. And it's all to talk about Twitter and LinkedIn. On the other side of the coin, CNN ran an online poll this week. 89% of people said they've had enough of the talk about social networking. All this reflects a new age where there are so many more ways to reach someone. We need to decide which one works for us.